Hi everyone, this is Pam Caughey, and this video is the graduation ceremony we just had yesterday for all of my artists in Art and Success Pro who just went through Art Success Masters, my comprehensive online course, and earned their certificate. Their work is now on my artandsuccess.com portion of my website, and I'll show you that right here. I'm so proud of them, and they're very proud of themselves. And while they went their own pace in Art Success Masters, they each created an awesome series. As you'll see in this video, they expressed their own personal voice and they each wrote an artist statement, very important. And so in this video, I'm going to share their work, explain what they had to do to graduate, and read a short excerpt from each grad's artist statement. It's one thing to create great art, but being able to write about it and speak about it, yeah, that's like the perfect thing, isn't it? And that's what these grads have learned in Art Success Masters. Also, in today's economy, maybe you're feeling the pinch. Maybe it's hard to put food on the table or pay your rent or even drive your car because the cost of gas is going up. All of these things are getting more and more expensive, and perhaps you always wanted to go to art school, but you couldn't afford it. I myself know how costly going to art school was, very expensive. So for all of you artists who feel the struggle but have the passion to learn and grow as an artist and would love to go to art school and have a comprehensive art education, I want to offer that to you through my brand new scholarship program. If you visit www.artschoolforall.com, it will take you to a form. Just fill it out. Let me know how you're doing, and I hope that we'll connect. Okay? So, with that, here are my 2024-2025 Art Success Masters grads. I want to congratulate each and every one of you. This is a major milestone to achieve, and many of you have gone through Art Success Masters many years. And believe me, your art shows it. I was blown away. So here we go. Thanks, everyone. Okay, guys, welcome. Welcome to all of you guys, 24, 25 grads of Pro 4.0. How exciting. Let's get Lisa on here. She's my primary co-host here. And Spotlight, and she's much more beautiful than I am. Look at that gorgeous fascinator she has.
But
I'm
we match
jealous.
in white today.
Her white and white, yes.
Yeah.
So welcome. We want to, thank you for being here and taking time out of your very busy day. But what could be better than graduation, right? If you've invited any guests, friends, relatives, please in the chat just say, hey, I brought a couple guests, or, if you want to name them, that's fine too. That will be added to the chat transcript, and that's why it's important. Also, tell us where you're from. We have Houston, Texas here for Barbara. That's awesome. A lot of you guys don't know where each other lives, and you might actually see somebody who lives like right in your backyard, and that would be amazing. So we're all here to celebrate. This is a very big event for everybody in artandsuccess.com who's gone through the Art Success Masters course, a very intensive, comprehensive course. As you guys know, we're graduating 12 master classes. You did it. Congratulations. Like, I cannot say enough how privileged and honored I am to go through the art this year. I was blown away. And I think each year is those who are going through ASM 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. Like, do you think I'm not seeing how much you are growing as an artist? It's so exciting to me. And then your art will be on the artandsuccess.com website. And so you can share that, with anybody if you don't have your own website, or even if you do, say, hey, I'm a grad and here's my website. Okay. So welcome to all of you. And I'm going to share my screen right now, and we'll probably have more people coming on as we go through this case. So Lisa, let me know if anyone has a hand raised, or, we're hoping that questions will come at the end if there are any. But we want to kind of be sort of like just knowing that you're calling in from all different parts of the world. And so if there are any questions or comments, let's hold off until the very end. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thanks, Lisa. And if you see any people really like having to announce, like, oh, I can't hear you, Pam, then Lisa, please by all means let me know. Okay.
Okay. Yes. Put anything in the chat like that, everybody.
Yes. Okay. All right. So we are here. This is Art Success Masters is abbreviated as ASM, and Pro is for the Pro Membership 4.0, which means it's the fourth year we've had our Pro membership. And the whole reason why Pro was created as a membership was to help those in Art Success Masters, because it is a huge, huge course with 12 master classes. And we didn't want you guys to be, feeling alone or lost or anything like that. So we're all here to support you through this membership. And last year in 4.0, we did a deep dive into color, didn't we, Lisa?
Yes, it was amazing.
Boy, was that fun. Now, I have an image here of Vasily Kandinsky. He's considered the father of abstraction. He lived through so many isms like, Impressionism and Cubism and Expressionism. And so his lifespan allowed him to, it impacted his artwork. And so I chose this image because, number one, given that we spent the whole last year on a deep dive into color, look at this painting. It's so incredible. And you're going to see everybody who's a guest here, you're going to see an amazing array of work by our graduates this year. And I want you to really notice how unique and individual each artist's voice is. And that's for a reason. And the reason is a lot of hard work. It takes time and effort to really find your personal voice, which is actually a lifelong endeavor. So I want to thank all the graduates for doing that. And all of you who are going through ASM, even if you didn't graduate, you're on this great journey. Now, here's a quote from Vasily Kandinsky, which I chose because of our deep dive into color this year. Color is a power which directly influences the soul. The artist must train not only his eye, but also his soul. The more abstract form, the more clear and direct is its appeal to emotion. There is no must in art because art is free. Art goes beyond the limitations of things as they are and brings them into a new world. Every work of art is the child of its time, but it is also the mother of our emotions. Seek for the spiritual in art, and you will find a force that lifts you higher, always toward the inner necessity of your own voice. Vasily Kandinsky. Isn't that incredible?
That is.
Okay, now, if I can get my computer to work. Well, we just couldn't celebrate here if we didn't bring attention to the six wonderful admin that I've had from really day one of Pro. And I want to thank Rob Smeals from England, Marit Ho from Norway, Cynthia Lee from Chicago area, Lisa Debates from Redmond, but I consider her to be kind of in the Seattle area.
Yeah.
Belinda Persolio, all the way from Australia, and Tim O'Neill, who's in Nebraska. Without these six wonderful admin, Pro would not be what it is right now. So I want to thank all of you for your contributions, all the live calls we had over the last year. And that was the first time we really did that as like a Pro admin team together, discussing these deep dives into color. And as you know, we didn't always agree. We had a lot of different views on color, whether it was hue, saturation, intensity, whatever it was, value. And so we're looking forward to the next year, which is Pro 5.0, where we're going to be doing a deep dive into authenticity. Oh my goodness.
Yay!
It's going to be a fabulous year, isn't it, Lisa?
Yes, it is. Can't wait.
So thank you, all of the Pro admin. We all wouldn't be here without you. Okay.
Thank you, Pam.
Thank you, Lisa. What does it take to be an ASM Pro grad? We have a lot of people on this graduation ceremony Zoom call here that perhaps your visitors, your guests. I want to let you know how hard our Pro grads, ASM Pro grads have worked to be here. Number one, they've gone through the Art Success Master's course, which again is 12 very comprehensive deep dive master classes that I say rival my MFA, and I'm not kidding you. This is my highest level course, and it took me, since 2018 to 2021, that's when it was created with 750 Pro members who helped beta test it. So it's kind of been tested, and you guys helped me to make it the way it is right now. A Pro grad has to have completed a series of paintings. How many? 4 to 6 is kind of the norm, but it could have been 2. The point is that they've worked really hard to create work that now it doesn't even have to be work they love. I'm going to point that out because art is not only about work you love. It's about exploring something that you're fascinated by. And so, because art is a process of discovering who you are on a day-to-day basis, we don't ask ourselves to always love everything we've done. Nor do we ask for people to post only work you love in the Facebook group. We want you guys to post anything and everything you do because everything you do is part of that process of your growth. You've also had to submit digital images. So if you had 2 images, 5 images, 6 images, you had to go to a website and upload your images. So there's some tech involved. You also had to write and submit an artist statement, 500 words or less. So you had to be able to write about your art. Now, for this ceremony today, I've taken from every single grad's artist statement a little paraphrase. Okay, so I wanted to share a little glimpse of what you wrote to share with everybody because I didn't do that in the past year, I don't think. And this year I thought, I think that would really add to how people perceive your art. So I'm looking forward to sharing that. And all of you who've graduated, this is the certificate you will receive. I will email it to you in the coming weeks, so please watch your email. If you don't get it from me, you'll have to reach out to me at support@artandsuccess.com, or it could have gone in your spam folder. That can happen. Okay, we're ready to get started, and we're starting with Lisa Debates. Yay, Lisa!
Yay.
Okay, I want, one thing we can do here too in the chat, we did not, I don't think, do this last year either, but because art is a form of communication, as you look at each grad's work, perhaps there's 1 or 2 key things that pop out at you, that jump out at you, like if you're to walk.
I know. Mr. King can see, ma'am.
Just a sec.
Yep, we're going to mute everybody except for Lisa
Mhm.
and me, hopefully. Okay, so if you were to walk into a gallery and see Lisa's work, and I'm going to ask you this for each person's work that we look at, in the chat, why don't you pop in a couple words like, oh my gosh, this is about blank, okay? So
Great idea.
okay, yeah. So Lisa's work, she titled it. That's the other thing everybody had to do was title their series of work. And Lisa titled hers Resonate. And then below that, you're going to find the medium as well as like the range of sizes. So in her case, she's gone really large from 40 by 30 inches all the way down to 6 by 6. And she's done encaustic sculpture. She's also done, or say encaustic and sculpture. So she's got sculptures and she's got work. Now let me read a little excerpt from her artist statement. My authentic voice, no matter which media I'm using, I must give them, my art, time to speak through my right creative brain. If I hear in my head, oh, that needs to be fixed, or that's crazy, I know that is my left critical perfectionist brain that I was raised with talking, and I need to walk away and give it time. I don't rush them. No matter how many times or how long they get set aside, I let them sit until I hear what they are saying. Congratulations, Lisa. Beautiful. Okay, now we're going to move on to the next artist, Marie Hope. Now, these are our admin. The admin are, we have their art first. No, they're not really graduates. They are very artists who very much work very hard at developing their personal voice, and they've put a lot of years into their artwork. So we're starting with the pro admin. Marie Hope from Larvik, Norway. She's an ASM year number 4. So I should have explained that as well. She's in year 4. So if you see ASM, this is her 4th year of going through Art Success Masters, and Lisa's is also the 4th year. So sorry, I forgot to say that. Now, Marie Hove's beautiful work has the title, Oh My Goodness. She has encaustic and mixed media, and here's the range of sizes. And I want to read an excerpt from her artist statement. Oh my goodness, and I happily say it again. My goodness, what a year this has been. For this year's series, I wanted to share that I've been at my very first workshop. I've participated in Pam's encaustic workshop in beautiful Mulroney, Ireland. So to me, all the paintings are part of my experience at that workshop and inspired by this when I got back home. They all have gouache in them, and some of the rice papers I have used were even painted at the scene, whereas some were started shortly after I got home. All of them are encaustic paintings. Congratulations, Marit. Lovely work. So you guys,
So
again,
incredible.
yes, in the chat, what's the first thing that hits you when you look at Marit's work? We'd love to hear your thoughts.
Yes, so much feeling.
Yes. Another one of our admin, Belinda Persolio, on her third year in Art Success Masters from Sydney, Australia. Her title is La La Land. All works are oils on paper, except for Evening Ritual, which is on board. So here is an excerpt. These artworks are an invitation into my inner landscape, where my muses are viewed through an animal childlike lens of awe and wonder, and transmuted into visions of possibilities and magic. Lines, symbols, form, and color are visual records, places of contact that engage by bringing belief into reality through illusion. Congratulations, Belinda.
Just love these so much. The
Right?
color, the kitties, all the critters.
Yes. Can you see the difference between each
Ah,
artist, guys?
mhm.
Very unique. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Now, that's interesting because I do have the sizes in Cynthia's slide, but they're not populating. Okay. So this is Cynthia Lee, another one of our pro admin. She is in ASM4, and it's funny because like the top part's not showing either. Okay.
Ooh.
So here's an excerpt from Cynthia Lee's written artist statement. During the Pro 4.0 year, I experienced a roller coaster of strong emotions, anger, sadness, compassion, and confusion. I decided to express these visually with a dramatic palette of black, white, and orange, and to emphasize both dark and light, negative space. I gave myself permission to go bold and dark. As an artist, I needed to paint these intense emotions. When I look at these finished paintings, I find the design elements do reflect my overall intention. My series feels authentic. It comes from my heart. Congratulations, Cynthia.
Mm.
Apologize that part of this, I looked over these slides. I can't tell you how many times I went over these, but the little gremlins in my computer, I guess, had, oh, there you go. Now,
Ah,
interesting. Well, maybe, okay. All right. Another one of our admin, Rob Smales from England. His title for his series is called In This Body. Collage on board, collage and acrylic, and mixed media on board.
wow.
So, excerpt from his artist statement is, this series explores the intricate interplay between mental health and physical states in our constantly shifting relationship with our bodies. It examines how this relationship shapes our perception of living within our bodies and engaging with the world around us. Through the work, I navigate moments of tension and release, disjointedness and awkwardness, heightened sensitivity, and quiet stillness. Congratulations, Rob.
Really amazing room.
Beautiful. Tim O'Neill, he's in Art Success Masters Year 3 from Nebraska. He's one of our admin, and his title for his series is called The Quiet Between. The quiet between are the moments I return to in my work, the spaces where the ordinary turns luminous, where love and longing, faith and fragility stand quietly together. So often it's simply a matter of being present. When a moment is taken on its own, entered with curiosity and wonder, it reveals an inherent beauty, one that is so easily missed, drowned out by the noise and urgency of the day. Congratulations, Tim.
So gorgeous. Isn't it so amazing how different each of us are?
Yes, and I met with Tim live in Wisconsin at a recent workshop and was able to, talk to him a little bit more, get to know him better. First time I had met him in person, and yes, luckily I've been able to meet most of our admin live. Okay, so now we're done with the pro admin work, and we're going to start showing you all of our artists that are in the pro membership who have graduated. So Beverly Yankwit from Port Charlotte, Florida, ASM Year 3. Her title is Passages of Time, a series on aging and corrosion. And I'm going to read from her artist statement. Through aging and corrosion, we see both the fragility and the strength of existence. I believe there is dignity in every line, every patch of rust, every faded memory. In the end, we are all marked by time, and that perhaps is our greatest commonality. Congratulations, Beverly.
Mm, these are gorgeous. I
Yep,
love
the
her.
work and also the artist statements. I
Yes,
want to point out that in Art Success Masters, it's very much about painting, yes, but it's also about being able to talk about our art and
that's
write
right.
about our art. And that's why the artist statement is very important and part of the graduation process.
Thank you so much for that, Pam.
Yes, you're welcome, Lisa. Mary Schley, year number 3, ASM from Edgerton, Wisconsin, Digging for Gold. Okay, so she writes, Digging for Gold is a series that explores color and shape using imitation gold leaf foil as a collage element in oil and cold wax. The delicate nature of the gold leaf led to the creation of organic shapes with lots of shine and reflection when viewed from different angles, sort of a magical quality. Congratulations, Mary. I want to say I saw these works in person when I was teaching in Wisconsin just last month. Mary Schley was there because she's from Wisconsin and she joined the workshop. And I got to see the lovely gold. And when she tilted the painting, it was either very shiny, went through all these different, luminosities depending on the angle of the work. So
I bet they were amazing in person.
they
Wow.
really were. I'm sorry, the digital version just doesn't do it justice.
I bet.
Yeah, it was really very felt privileged to see her work. Diana Curtis from Valley Center, Kansas. She's in her 4th year of ASM. Interpersonal relationships. She writes, My intentions for this series were to compose paintings using shapes that express my relationship to close friends and my spouse. Congratulations, Diana.
Oh,
Awesome.
incredible. I love the lines and those figures.
Right? Yeah.
Oh,
And look at the cohesion, everybody. One thing we do
yes.
talk about, but not to the, cohesion is important. The reason we work in a series, and this is a series of work, is to help the each work in the series kind of have a common, thread. In her case, she's talking about interpersonal relationships, and the things that you might want to look for are, well, what is color doing? And she has, this color pink repeating, and that helps make the series feel cohesive. And using a limited palette is another way to make work cohesive, or a repeating shape or repeating composition or repeating format. There's so many ways to make your work cohesive, but these are things that we explore.
Yes.
Okay, Andrea Galuza from Aroostook, Maine, and her series is called Triangles and Diamonds. Instead of what don't I have, I thought of this as how can I use the shapes and colors to mix it up by creating a most interesting design? I made a whole series of homemade papers I felt could have been their own series. I loved the papers so much, but I made myself cut them up. Yep.
Oh,
Congratulations, Andrea.
wow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that would be hard if you have
It,
papers you love and then you have to cut them up.
yeah.
Lovely, lovely.
Way to go.
Yes,
Yeah.
great job. Linda Kane from Roscommon, Michigan. And her title is Kandinsky at the Cottage. Now, at the very top of this presentation, you saw Vasily Kandinsky. So he apparently inspired Linda to do this series. And she writes in her 4th year here, the memory of walking down a sloping dirt path to the water at our summer cottage was the dominant theme. I did the underpainting wash in Golden's transparent yellow iron oxide, my favorite color. I drew the basic outline of the path and the front view of our cottage, then took the tape off and began to play, explore with Kandinsky line-like color. I worked on these 9 tiles for months before I put them back together as a whole, at which point the images were clarified. Congratulations, Linda. So she has formed this beautiful grid, but there are 9 separate pieces that make the grid.
Amazing work.
Yes, very beautiful. Next is Carmen Bruin. She's in her 4th year of ASM from Minnesota, and her title is Why Not? The Why Not series has challenged me to step out of my comfort zone to embrace new adventures and ways of expanding my artistic boundaries. Personal marks, saturated, neutral colors, and pattern are cross-pollinated elements that present in this group of acrylic paintings. Ideas are carried through with imagination that override reality. Congratulations, Carmen.
These colors are so
Yeah,
amazing.
very different palette. I was going to say that too.
Mhm.
So guys in the chat, continue please to let each artist know, hey, for Carmen Bruin's work, this is what I see first, because what is your first impression when you see these artists' work?
Yes, yes.
Carol Mel from Rio Rancho, New Mexico, in her 4th year of ASM.
Wow.
Her title, Reflections on a Broken Boy. Last year, on the death of my stepson, after years of addiction and homelessness, I purchased 6 black canvases. These 6 paintings remain as a testimony to difficult emotion as they progress from lamentation to joy. Congratulations, Carol. I know,
Such an amazing series.
very difficult series, and I did have a one-on-one conversation with her, and that video interview, if you want to call it, is now available in Pro 4.0. Thank you, Carol, for
Yes.
sharing that. Susan Henry Scott from Canada in her 4th year of ASM. My art is born from a space of not knowing. Each time I sit before a blank canvas, I begin with no clear destination, only a deep pull to respond to the world around me. I work intuitively, letting brushstroke emerge spontaneously, sometimes delicate and subtle, other times bold and unrestrained. The act of painting becomes a visceral conversation between the seen and the felt, between inner emotion and outer form. Congratulations, Susan.
Yeah. Great light.
Okay. Yes, light. Isn't that? I see pastel colors and patterns, little marks, big marks.
Yeah.
Okay, here comes Grace. And okay. Victoria
Ooh.
McDonald, all the way from Norfolk, UK, in the 3rd year of ASM. Her series is called The Broken Triptych. Let me turn the page here. Okay, The Broken Triptych is a layered series that began as a traditional coastal triptych, but evolved into something far more abstract and intuitive. Inspired by my travels to Algeciras, a remote and unspoiled region of Portugal, known for its dramatic cliffs, rolling sand dunes, and untouched beaches, the work became a way for me to explore how a landscape can shift and change both visually and emotionally. Congratulations, Victoria.
Boy, don't you just want to go there?
Yeah, I do. I would love to go there. And I am going to Portugal, but I don't think there. I wish I was. Okay, Debbie Henriksen. Now, she's all the way from Australia. So her series is called Space Odyssey, and she's in her 1st year, guys. I want to
Oh,
bring special congratulations to those who are
yes.
graduating after their very 1st year. That's a huge accomplishment. And she writes, my favorite, often imperfect circles are the first thing that pop into each of these 3 paintings. I love that I have been able to enhance them with repetition in size and value. I balance these with straight lines as the what don't I have and where can they best be used. I love using collage and stencils for physical and visual texture. They can give you a hey, look at me moment, or can be camouflaged and you find yourself looking around the painting for more.
Definitely.
Yeah, something to keep the viewer interested for longer. Congratulations, Debbie.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was so
So great.
excited, and we're so excited for her.
Yes.
Hey, Gail Dessart Wager, 4th year of ASM from Colorado, and her title for her series is An Exploration of Emotions Through the Use of Color. In the series of 18 by 24-inch acrylic canvases, I explored the use of color to convey emotions. Yellow ochre, Payne's gray, and white were constants. Phthalo and cerulean blue, primary red, and alizarin were interchanged to establish predominance of coolness or warmth. I used a magic mix in each painting to establish color harmony. Shape played an important role in these works, as well as texture. Congratulations, Gail.
Yeah.
And I got to have a chat with her about this series as well in masterclass, either I think it was 10 or 11, where we were talking about Clarify. So
Yeah, it'll be interesting for everybody that's in pro to go back now and see those videos, won't it?
yeah, for sure. But that's where we do critiques in those 2, mainly those 2, but also in the Explore. Okay. Faye Johansson, her 1st year, guys, of ASM from Canada, Layers of Time in Bloom. She writes, this series invites viewers to see the delicate beauty of florals from my garden through layers of collage, acrylics, and ink. What I discovered through this process is the magic of color, mixing and subtle shifts in tone that mimic nature's changing palette. Soft peaches, pinks, and greens that ebb and flow in their tints and shades. Congratulations, Faye.
So
Again,
delicate.
yes, her first year in ASM one, guys, that's really a great accomplishment. So
Yes, true.
congratulations.
Mm.
Marla Schecht, ASM 2 from Ohio. And she writes, it's been a revelation. My goal for this year was to complete my first fully non-objective abstract painting series. I identified my own essential elements for now, which are thin, dark lines and loops, patterns of characters or shapes, complementary color schemes full of contrast and visual texture, and large desaturated quiet shapes. Congratulations, Marla. Notice the visual language that each artist is using, very unique and specific to their artwork, right, Lisa?
It is. It really is. We've learned so much, Pam. So much. We're so grateful.
Well, I'm grateful too. I'm always blown away by, not just the art, but the ability to talk about the art, which we do on our live calls, as well as describe their art in this artist statement. I mean, that's why I have excerpts this year, because I'm like, wait a minute, there's so much great written visual language of art here that I want to really share it.
And it's such an important part.
It is. Virginia Headley Mazarong from Georgetown, Texas, with her second year in ASM. Her series is called the Fugue Series, Theme and Variation in Wax and Light. And she wrote, the Fugue Series, Theme and Variation in Wax and Light explores the interplay of repetition, modulation, and counterpoint through the lens of encaustic abstraction. While individually complete, the works accrue meaning in sequence, inviting the viewer to see pattern not as repetition, but as evolution of a meditation on identity, memory, and transformation through form. Wow, that's pretty amazing.
It is.
Congratulations, Virginia. Okay. Joan Marie Eggert from Quilcene, Washington, with the fourth year in ASM. Her title is Wild Landscapes. And she writes, a geologist by education and an artist by experience. The natural world is continuing inspiration as I strive to share the essence of a beautiful place, a moment or time. This wild landscape series was inspired by my love of untamed nature, expressed through the interplay of color, line, and the movement of pigments in water. The title also refers to the experimental nature of the way these are painted. Congratulations, Joan Marie.
And I think she is a watercolor.
Yeah,
I
you would
think
know that, Lisa, being a watercolorist. Yeah,
she's done a wonderful job.
beautiful. Yes, flowing washes. Marianne Trotter from Fresno, California, in her fourth year of ASM, and her title is Paris at 9 p.m. What a great title.
Ooh.
The idea came to me when my granddaughter pointed to a shape in one of the early paintings that reminded her of the Eiffel Tower, and I saw more shapes, lines, and colors that reminded me of my visits to the French capital. Most striking in Paris is the 9 p.m. daily custom of the Eiffel Tower, lighting up and displaying, like fireworks, its light upon the city. What I appreciated most about this project was that I had so much fun doing it. I explored some new strategies, created my new stencils, layered for depth so that history peeked through. I recognized when I was done, and I celebrated. Congratulations, Marianne.
Yeah, so festive.
Yeah, it really is. Paris at 9 p.m. Wow. Nancy Crack Allen. Now, I don't know if I'm saying that correctly. Nancy Check Allen. First year again in ASM, guys, a big accomplishment. I really want to shout out to you, those of you who are graduating after just 1 year in ASM, because it's just such a major accomplishment.
It
And
is.
her title is Cracks in My World. This series revealed to me that my most inspiring art begins with a striking experience that I transform into a meaningful memory on paper or wood panels. I realized that working on a series is much like writing a journal, a place I work out the questions posed by the experience. Working on a piece elicits creative conversations. I yearn to know more. This yearning calls me back to the studio. In these pieces, I glimpse the grace hidden in the cracks, the wisdom that gestates underground, grows and bursts up open into a larger awareness, revealing a new path. Wow. Congratulations, Nancy.
Wonderful. They look like stained glass. They really
They
have turned
do.
out so lovely. It's been, nice since we got to see her working on them during the zaps.
Yes, and imagine looking down at the ground and seeing cracks in the cement leading to the
Uh-huh.
series. That's one thing I really appreciate about her writing and what she has done here.
Yeah.
Hui Ping Shin, her third year in ASM from the US, and her title is Ginkgo Wonders. It's a diptych, which means two pieces that are usually seen together as one. This diptych follows my desire to create something different from last year's work. I chose a limited palette, simple curves, calligraphic lines, and fallen ginkgo leaves to capture the fleeting essence and lingering beauty that dazzled me. I incorporate ink calligraphy, a childhood love, and ginkgo leaves that I gathered in my neighborhood to weave my past and present together. Wow. Congratulations, Hui Ping. That is so cool.
Yeah. So glad to see these.
And ginkgo leaves. Yeah, we don't have ginkgos. Well, maybe we do in Montana. I don't know.
I don't think we do here.
I kind of
And they're
wish we did.
so cool.
I
Yeah.
love ginkgo leaves. Yes. Okay, Amy Whitehouse from Beaufort, South Carolina. This is her fourth year in ASM, and her title for her series is Journey. These art pieces spoke to the new chapter of life I'm currently navigating. That chapter is full of joy, happy experiences, and new life. As it happens in life, this chapter also holds deep grief. Thus, the work contains saturated colors and dark colors, the incomplete outlines, the wavering lines, and the solid geometric shapes. Life is always a mix of good and not so good, and my art reflects the whole of it. Congratulations, Amy.
Great PLA, Amy.
You're really beautiful, and lots of commonality throughout her series, but you can see that some are brighter, some are a little bit more solemn.
But they do go together.
And we love your, your comments in the chat.
Yes. Thank you, everybody.
Now we're moving on to Stephanie Bueller. She's in her second year of ASM from Virginia, and her title is Alchemy of Color. Alchemy of Color documents a year of personal and geographic transition, exploring how abstract painting facilitates emotional processing and self-definition through layered, transparent color and expressive mark making, drawing on the influences of Emily Mason, Cy Twombly, and Joan Mitchell. I investigated material, gesture, and palette. This inquiry affirmed my evolving identity as an abstract artist. I am grateful for all I learned. Congratulations, Stephanie.
So great to see these together.
Right? Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just like, what's the first thing that pops into your head? And for me, I get this really great feeling of joy and exuberance and liveliness. So each artist has their own voice.
Fluid and movement.
Yes. Next is Maureen Berger, who is from Pennsylvania, and she has worked very hard on this nest series. Those of us in the Facebook group have seen many, many more than this. This is, each artist can only upload 6 images, but just know she has many, many more. She writes, as an artist, I'm not normally drawn to symbols that have emotional resonance, those quiet visual metaphors that speak not only to beauty, but to what it means to be human. However, one such symbol has held my focus recently, the nest. Over the past several months, I've created a series of abstract and mixed media paintings, each inspired by the essence of a nest. These are not literal depictions. Rather, they are layered with meaning and symbolic of the feelings, ideas, and energies a nest holds: comfort, safety, care, love, creativity, resilience, peace, comfort, protection, contentment, home, hope, fertility, and new beginnings. Congratulations, Maureen. Very well said.
Yes.
And she
Wonderful.
has some different mediums, all, creating a very lovely, cohesive series.
Yeah.
Okay, Cheryl Brown from San Diego, California. This is her fourth year of ASM. And those of us lucky enough to be in the Facebook group saw many iterations of her series, Works in Progress. And she writes, this series marks a deeply personal and experimental journey, an unabashed deep dive into the minimalistic work of Kitty Sabatier. Her delicate shapes and translucent forms stirred something familiar in me. echoes of the watercolor work I explored over 30 years ago. What I didn't anticipate was how much the translucency in Sabatier's work would ignite my excitement. That subtle layering of pigment over delicate marks intrigued me. Congratulations, Cheryl. Lots of hard work, and we all saw it.
Yes, so amazing.
Okay, Barbara Kremeneski from Texas and her second year in ASM. Her title of her series is Pink Memories. This series is filled with one of my favorite colors, pink. This color reminds me of my childhood walks with my mom during springtime. As we strolled near the park by our home, I was in awe of the delicate, warm pink buttercups, which thrived along the edge of the road along our path. Picking a bouquet always seemed like the right thing to do. Today, the buttercups annually tell me the story of my mother's warm love and the comfort of home. Pink will always symbolize our eternal love. Congratulations, Barbara.
Oh, wow. I
Isn't it
just
lovely?
love their
I
statements.
do too. Yeah.
Oh,
And to think that pink had such a strong meaning. We talked a lot about emotion, and pink for Barbara apparently has this really, really strong emotion to her life, her childhood, her mother. And so, yeah, very well said.
it is beautiful.
Deborah Pugh from the UK. Her title is Blessings. This series was about that feeling of transcendence that you get when you go to church, visiting a sacred place, or even just receiving flowers from a loved one. I called the series Blessings as I feel blessed every time I go on a pilgrimage to somewhere special. I had just returned from a trip to some caves in the mountains in the south of France. And even though I was looking at flowers, I was always thinking of the feeling that going to the caves gave me. The journey to a place is often as important as the destination. Just true is true in art, isn't it?
It
Not the
is.
destination, but the process of getting there.
Yes. And of course,
Beautiful.
Barbara or Deborah, sorry, is watercolor as well.
Yes. Just
I love these.
so great to see all the different mediums in this
It
group.
is. It is. And how she uses the stripes and
Yeah.
collage and everything. Everybody has just done an amazing job.
Yeah, it just kind of blows you away.
It does.
Lorraine Van Wurst, her fourth year of ASM from Canada, and her title is Exuberance. In this series, I was exploring bright spring colors, complex shapes, and transparency. I started to make shapes, cutting the papers and laying them out and gluing them down in a format that felt pleasing to my eye. I wanted to have contrast in color, shape, and size to make the pieces interesting. Congratulations, Lorraine. Just beautiful.
Yes. So amazing. I love these
They,
colors.
yeah, aren't they your colors?
They are. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Vala. Now I'm going to say Vala, but I can't pronounce her full name, but she goes by Vala in our Facebook group. So Vala
Yeah.
Jacob's daughter. I'm going to just sort of the best I can, guys. In her fourth year of ASM from Reykjavik, Iceland. And
Yeah.
her title is Structure and Feeling Shapes. I'm a biologist, and through teaching and looking through microscopes for years, I've often said that my life has been about shapes and different forms and structures of life. So painting shapes, organic and geometric, makes me think of life and its building blocks. This gives me pleasure, and this kind of work increases my mindfulness, which is a good place to stay in. Congratulations, Vala.
This is an incredible series. It's been so
Yeah.
wonderful to see her put it together.
Yes, I love her palettes, which are oftentimes in some more grade hues, but she always has pops of saturation and just a very, very personal style.
Yes.
Okay, Catherine Musham from Aiken, South Carolina, Other Worlds. In my art life, I live in a fantasy world. My painted worlds come mainly from my imagination. However, they often reflect my state of mind, my physical surroundings, or a recent dream. Typically, I don't recognize these influences until after a painting is finished. I tend to work in an automatic type style without planning. I don't make conscious decisions about a piece until nearing completion. Congratulations, Catherine. It's been so much fun seeing your work over the last year. It must have
Yeah.
been hard to choose only 6 paintings for this
I,
graduation.
I bet she does a lot. I love your fantasy worlds, Catherine.
Yeah, so prolific, lots and lots and lots of work in this series. Okay, Mirage Gosker from the Netherlands, and her title is Blue Green. See the blue green in her. Looking through water, one sees different layers at the same time, the bottom and everything on it, the lines of sunlight breaking in the water, everything floating in between, and the top of the water. The depth of the water gives entrance to a world apart. I focus on creating transparency and history in my paintings so that you can see different layers and structures and experience the depth. Congratulations, Marai.
Mariah, these are incredible. Just immediately I thought of water.
Yeah, really has that feeling of underwater creatures, the surface, the wind hitting the surface, positive and negative shapes. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Teresa Persaud in her second year of ASM from Canada, and she has titled her series Monochromatic. My series Monochromatic was inspired by two main ideas, with a focus on keeping the process simplified. Number one was to limit the palette to just black and white. And two, use the process assert and obliterate to apply marks and develop the composition. Overall, this series was a great teacher and helped reinforce that although I may have had a focus in mind at the beginning of the series, I needed to be open to veering in a different yet exciting direction. Love that, openness to being flexible in the process as your painting talks to you, right, Lisa?
Oh, totally,
Yeah.
totally. And I love how she obliterated. She let it happen, showed no fear, and then reasserted so much. Really
And
incredible.
really like painting in the moment. I feel a lot of spontaneity here, but that one thing she said about um kind of being able to turn on a dime. If your painting
Mhm.
says go the other way, you go the other way.
That's right. That's right.
Okay, Toril Kojan from Norway, and her title is When Pink is King. When Pink is King is a series of 3 abstract acrylic paintings that explore the expressive potential of color, form, rhythm. At the heart of the series is the color pink, presented in a wide range of shades and intensities. Pink serves not only as a visual anchor, but also as a symbolic presence, challenging traditional associations and inviting new interpretations. Congratulations, Tureel. Maybe you can let Tureel know what pink means for you. Does everyone have like an idea? Like, what do you think of when you see the color pink?
Yeah, that's great, Pam. And I love how she has so many different pinks in this.
Yeah, and she
Oh,
worked really hard to do that, right? The tints, tones, and shades, the
yeah,
different levels of intensity, saturation versus desaturation. There's so much color mixing behind these paintings.
yeah, all the lines and shapes.
Yeah.
Really cool.
Tammy Elford from Wichita, Kansas, in her 4th year of ASM, and her title of her series is Aging Feelings. Facing the challenges of life has been my focus in 2025. My studio time has been limited, so I have used the time available to express my feelings through painting. Aging has been a focus, being on the downward side of the mountain, and how that makes me feel. Longing for the vibrancy of youth has led me to explore different media and techniques and color combinations. Congratulations, Tammy. Well said. I think a
Mm,
lot of us feel this way.
yes.
But the way you captured it is definitely capturing, a spontaneity and the beauty of childhood and just loving shapes, line, and color.
Yeah, these are amazing, Tammy.
Okay. Amy Zone from Los Angeles, California, in her 4th year of ASM, The Space Between Our Words. She writes, this work invites viewers to reflect on the space they occupy between their words and the silence around them, how we hold on to what we cannot express, and how, in the end, it is the act of holding on that allows us to finally let go. The interaction of shapes and the spaces between them reflect the struggle to let go while still holding on. Congratulations, Amy.
Wow.
Series and very well
Yeah,
done. Yeah.
letting go.
Okay, next is Cynthia Kawanami Copeland in her 3rd year of ASM. Her title is Single Event 1, 2, and 3. Potential loss, momentary chaos, and uncertainty are lurking around. We are unaware of what form it will take or how it will disrupt our sense of equilibrium and order. This series is a visual representation of this dynamic process of order and disorder and is inspired by LW, which is a friend of mine. A limited palette of 4 hues, some direction work, and marks of assorted colors and widths vary were the primary VLA used. Congratulations, Cynthia.
This is really incredible how she did this.
Yeah, this is unusual to see a really dark background like this, but notice how the colors just pop and her lines just pop there.
Mhm.
Beautiful
Yeah,
lines and colors. Linda
great
Skogen.
story.
Yes, Linda Skogen from Oslo, Norway, in her 6th year of ASM. Her title is The Day After Yesterday. The Day After Yesterday began as a bold experiment in color simplification, where I daringly combined unconventional hues to observe their interactions. The exploration led to unexpected revelations. In this series, my aim is to craft paintings that do not unveil their secrets at first glance. Instead, they invite viewers to pause, reflect, and explore, a rare act of attention in today's fast-paced world. Congratulations, Linda. I love that she has kind of picked out the words exploration, unexpected, and revelations. And
Yes,
oftentimes when we go for this, I'm going to say more minimalist approach, I do think we stop in our tracks because we're looking deeper. And I think her paintings allow you to do that. So,
I agree. She has done a wonderful job with that.
yes. Kathleen Baker in her 1st year of ASM from
Yeah.
Kalamazoo, Michigan. Okay, A Certain Opacity of Blue is her title. Because I am a geographer in my professional life, I've been seeking to develop connections between the artist's shape and composition and the analytics of geomatics, not in an overt or constraining or even consistent way, but in a way that forms pathways, waterways, bridges between these 2 parts of myself that both seem very real. Wow, I love what she wrote.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Kathleen. Yes.
Yeah. And I can see that in her series.
Yeah,
Wow.
so can I. Bridges, pathways, connections. And I've never heard of the word geomatics before.
No.
So I'm learning something, guys, all the time.
Yeah, Kathleen, if you're here, tell us what that means.
Yeah.
Put it in
Educate
the
us, please.
yeah, put it in the chat.
Right. Terry Kofel, who I just saw in Wisconsin, which was awesome. And she is in her 4th year of ASM from Florida. And I love her title, Playlist Shuffle. Music often transports me, and then I start to paint. Sometimes I even dance and paint. What brings me the greatest joy in developing this series is witnessing the accidental moments, those unexpected happenings that emerge when paint meets surface in ways I couldn't have planned. The element of surprise drives me to explore what my tools and materials can do. The joy of creating Playlist Shuffle has been one of continuous evolution and discovery, guided by an inner compass that shapes how I think and what I want to present to the world. Congratulations, Terry.
Oh, wow.
It was such a privilege to see you again in Wisconsin.
These are amazing.
Yeah. Claudia Nouse, her 4th year of ASM from Carson City, Nevada, and her title is Entanglement.
Ooh,
Okay, hang on a second, guys.
I see that. I see entanglement. Very good.
Here it is. Okay. This series is called Entanglement. Data from Oxford Languages describes entanglement as a complicated relationship or situation, an embarrassment. This explains my feelings about this series. First of all, it is an embarrassment to admit that I am not sure I would hang these paintings together on my wall. They are so different except for colors. But what I love is the variety, intricacy, color, and complexity of shapes in each. So yes, there is a relationship here. And maybe with a special frame, they could look great together on my wall. Congratulations, Claudia. Well, I think they're awfully cohesive, don't you, Lisa?
Oh, yes. I love them. I see the same similar shapes in both of them. Of course, the colors. Really
And
amazing.
if you want to hang these on your wall, I will give you my address.
Yeah, no
They're
doubt.
beautiful. But again, humility, that is just amazing, Claudia. Congratulations. Wow. Rose Stat, in her 4th year of ASM from Chicago, and her title is Imperfection. This series led me to a sense of freedom and looseness I have been searching for. I gave myself permission to experiment freely with the elements, focusing on line, color, and value using many materials like oil pastels, various markers, crayons, collage, and positive mindset. I want to paint with energy and respond vigorously. I am excited to continue this journey and the search for authenticity. Congratulations, Rose. Yeah.
Yeah, look at the texture.
Yeah, there is some really great texture in all three of these paintings. And I love how you focused on, the freedom and looseness. You gave yourself permission. That's what it's all about. And
Yeah.
this next year, Pro 5.0 is going to be all about a deep dive into authenticity. So a lot of artists are kind of referencing that fact that about authenticity. Okay, next is Kathleen Ellen Thuralt from Pender Island, Canada. Salish Sea Magic is her title. She's in her 6th year of ASM. This is a series born from the daily wonder I experienced living by the edge of the Salish Sea on Pender Island, BC. Here, the landscape is not a distant muse. It quite literally shapes my everyday. From the southern tip of North Pender, where my home looks directly over a designated whale preservation area, I am constantly immersed in sights, sounds, and rhythms that fuel my creativity and awe. Congratulations, Kathleen.
Wow.
I want to point out that I saw Kathleen or met her in person down when I was teaching in San Miguel, Mexico, and I'll see her in Portugal. And she's invited me to come teach there on Pender Island. So that workshop is now available. It's under my workshop tab if anyone would like to join us in beautiful Pender Island.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
Look at her paintings, that color blue. Can you tell she lives by the ocean?
Totally. And whales. I can see it.
Imagine being inspired by that every single day.
Can I
Jennifer
move there?
Say, yes, Jennifer Say in her 4th year of ASM from Ontario, Canada. Nostalgia Alive. This series was inspired by objects and shapes that nod to nostalgia and the recent past, which is rapidly changing amidst the current global technological age. I love bright colors and almost always incorporate them into my work. Congratulations, Jennifer.
Yes, these are so fun.
So fun.
And yeah, and even though some of them are the same shape, it's of course that's a bit of pop art, but they are so unique.
This reminds me of one of the exercises that Tove Schenk gave us where he'd say like same composition but change the colors. Notice the way she's done that. And here's the phone, here's the phone. So, creating a series can be an exploration of how maybe the composition stays the same, but you change the color palette. But just, yeah, great exploration, very, very great experimentation. And Sue Foss is the last of our 41 graduates. Now she has completed Pro 1.0, and that is also a great achievement because each year of Pro kind of goes hand in hand with each year of ASM. So even if you didn't have access to ASM, her series was so strong that I thought, well, I definitely want to include your work, Sue, because what you have accomplished is quite amazing. And her series is called Reclamation. My process balances both play and presence. I'm drawn to the dynamic between control and chaos, to letting things unfold and allowing surprise and spontaneity to emerge while gently shaping their direction. Accident and intention both have space in the work. Congratulations, Sue. Those are our grads, everybody. Isn't that wonderful?
Congratulations, everyone. Yes.
Wow, everybody clap your hands. It's
Yes,
amazing.
congratulations to
We're so
everybody.
happy for all of you. And we
Yes.
want to kind of open it up. If anybody has anything they want to share, how do we do that, Lisa?
Well, I just
Oh, yeah, there we go.
clicked on allow participants to unmute. If anybody wants to raise their virtual hand, don't you just love all the reactions?
Yes.
Yes, they're so fun. Yeah.
Where is that, Lisa? I want to do some reactions.
At the bottom of your screen, when you hover, you see the reaction, either a heart or the word reaction. And if you click on it, it pops up and it should say a row that says send with effect. So if yours says send with effect, those ones that say that are the ones that pop up. or move or do something. There you go. You got it. Yeah. Isn't it fun, everybody?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yay.
Oh,
Yay.
it's like a new toy, Lisa.
Isn't it great? It is so much fun.
Thank you guys. Well, thank you all for your hard work over the last year. And thank you all if you're a guest. Thank you for, supporting the person that invited you. Thank all of you who are new to like this new three-tier system and decided to join us. I invited a few of you because we had an orientation call yesterday and I'm so excited to meet you. If anyone wants to just say a few words. Don't be shy. We'd love to spotlight you. Or if you don't want to be spotlight, tell Lisa and just say, just unmute and you can say anything you want.
Yeah, just unmute and that way, because I did say everybody could. So somebody say in comments if you can't unmute because
Yeah.
I goofed that up.
I would like to say, wow.
Marit. Yay.
Yeah.
Marit's one of our
Wow.
admins. Where is she? There she is. Oh, and she has a hat on.
Yeah, and I have Lisa from Ireland.
Oh my goodness. Look at that.
That's her tassel. I love
Those
it.
are her swatches, you guys. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh. I love your hat.
Thank you.
Thank you, Marie. You're just
It's
adorable.
collage paper.
Oh my gosh. Are those sun prints? Are those solar prints?
I'm so proud to be part of this.
Well, we're so
And
proud to have you.
I'm so impressed
Yes.
by
So
all the series. I'm just blown away.
me too. Wonderful. Thank you, Marie.
Yes,
So
it
back
is
to like
amazing. And Pam, I just want to say thank you for everything you have done. I know it is so much work, and I know that you have a mission to get affordable art school to everybody,
yes.
and your mission to teach us and how you learn and you move. It's kind of like you assert and obliterate and reassert with us because you're so willing to learn and change and you get inspired and you go with it. It's another spoke and spark. And we are all so grateful for you
Lisa.
and
Well,
all you do.
you're such
We are grateful for you too, Lisa.
Yeah,
Oh, thanks.
absolutely. You guys, the admin, let's spotlight the admin here. Let's get them on here. We've got
Okay.
Marie.
My husband and I are sharing COVID this weekend.
Oh,
I know.
But you look so amazing. I
Yeah,
want
thanks.
COVID if you can look that great.
Thanks. It's makeup helps.
Well,
Yeah.
thank you to all of our admin. Yay.
I also want to repeat what, Lisa said. I think this is such a tribute to you. Our growth is such a tribute to you as a teacher. I have not met anybody in this whole art field yet who is as generous a teacher as you and who has given us so much material and support. So
Thank you,
thanks.
Cynthia. Well, I have to say
Absolutely.
that I'm the lucky one here. I am the luckiest person of all. And there's not a day that goes by that I don't feel that way. You guys are my community, and you've given me so much, and you challenge me, and I feel like every day I have so much more to learn. So, and I feel like all of you we're all in the same boat, and we learn together and grow together. And I guess that's what's fun about this community. So thank you all. Wonderful, wonderful graduates. Congratulations. Thank you, admin. And I guess with that, I'm going to go back into gallery mode. Say goodbye to all of you.
we remove
Thank
all
you.
spotlights.
Congratulations. Bye, everybody.
Bye. Thank you, everybody, for
Thank
coming.
you, Lisa. Bye-bye.
Bye. Thanks, Pam.
Thanks. Bye.